Hey guys, so welcome to my channel. I'm Stephanie, if you guys don't know. I wanted to talk about on this episode, would it be an episode? This video, whatever it's called. I wanted to talk about a question that somebody asked me to answer. And it was a three-part question. So, what are your passions? What keeps you motivated? And what inspires me? So, I wanted to tackle that question because I feel like it's something people kind of guess about me, but they're not really sure. So, of course, my passion is makeup, but overall, I think my passion is helping people. I feel like growing up, I was like, I was a crazy kid. I was a good kid. I was really quiet, and I suffered from like low self esteem and stuff like that just because of my weight. I always felt like I was pretty, but I always knew like I was a big girl. My weight fluctuates a lot. Even now, you'll see me drop down and then I pick back up. It's just like constantly up and down. But I've always like battled that, and I've always wanted to like help those kids that might not have felt so great about themselves and just kind of get their minds right. So I think that's one thing that I'm passionate about is like helping people, and I can do that in my career now. I do that, I feel like, every day, just from working in cosmetics and constantly like putting makeup on people and maybe making them feel better about themselves. And because some people do, once you put on that makeup and you see like their transformation from when they first get in the chair, I always look at before and after pictures. So every time I do makeup and I have somebody take a before picture, they all look like this. They either look mad, they don't really look enthusiastic, and then once you finish their makeup and you can take a picture of them, like they're smiling, they're glowing, they're happy. So just seeing that transformation, and it's not just about the actual makeup. A lot of times I feel like I'm a therapist. I am not licensed for this, but I'm a very good listener, and then I have like a lot of experiences with things. So I feel like I give really good advice. I don't always take my own advice, but that's a whole nother story. I'm just gonna get my own therapist and I'm gonna take their advice because I don't know how to take mine. Even though I feel like the therapist is gonna tell me the same thing I tell other people. But whatever. That's not even about this. So I talking to people, people open up to you. I think I'm just that type of person that strangers open up to me all the time. Like I'll be checking people out after, like they could just be coming to grab a couple items, checking them out, and they just start telling me their whole business. Like I've randomly like hugged strangers at the counter because of, something that they told me was going on in their life, and just things like that. So stuff like that where I'm dealing with people and constantly like helping people, that is always gonna inspire me, and that's a part of it that keeps me going because after a while it's not about you anymore. Even me, every day striving to chase my goals and my dreams, like people are watching that, and not everybody has that big sister or that positive person in their lives that they actually know to inspire them and make them become a better person or make them want to chase their dreams, because it's hard. Like I can assure you, chasing your dreams is probably one of the hardest things you can do, other than probably being a parent. I don't know, I'm not a parent yet, so I don't know how hard that is. I'm sure it's hard because you're responsible for a whole human being. That sounds scary. But chasing your dreams is hard because you're gonna have good days, you're gonna have bad days. There's days where your dreams might not even make sense. You might want things that are not, how do I put this? Like are not easily tangible, or something that, like when I first started doing makeup, that was not my dream to do makeup. If like became, it grew into my dream. And once I got to the point where I wanted to do this with my life, I wasn't that great at it. So I've been working for years to get to this level of where I'm at now. And I'm constantly growing every day. It's never going to be an end game for me when it comes to this. I don't think any career path or anything in your life that you really love should be an end game. Like if you become a nurse, when nurses have to go, I don't know why I'm stuttering so much today. I didn't have my coffee. Maybe that's it. But my grandmother was a nurse. So when you're a nurse, every so often you have to get recertified for things and you have to study for things. Even now she's retired, but she still keeps her license and stuff active because, you never know. And I think she just likes to learn. Even though it sounds stressful, But I feel like she just likes to learn and she likes to stay current. Not to say she would ever have to go back to work, but you know, you feel like important. You know, you still know your stuff. Like we all call her, me, my cousins, everybody. If something's wrong with me, the first person I'm calling is my grandma, not the doctor, my grandma. And like a lot of people call their grandparents, but my grandmother's a nurse. So I'm like, ma'am, help. Do I need to go to the hospital? What should I do at home? Like I ask her all these questions. Like she's my personal doctor. So that's what happens when you have kids and grandkids. That's your responsibility now, grandma. But so you want to constantly be learning and growing and developing. That is the whole point of life. So anything like that you need to do. So makeup, helping people. I'm really passionate about mental health. I struggle with that too sometimes, and I'll get deeper into that later down the line. But I'm really passionate about that, and I think I'm inquisitive. I like to see. I'm an empath, so when people do stuff, I want to understand why. Like even though some people is wrong, but at the same time, I want to know like what happened, what trauma did you have to deal with to become this person. Like yes, you are a bad person now, but there's a story. Like most people aren't just born trash. They might have been raised to be trash, but people aren't just born, like babies aren't bad people. So what happened to make your life become what it was? Things that inspire me are I'm inspired by everybody around me. I'm inspired by, I mean, now that we have Instagram and there's so much social media, it's easy to be inspired by people that you don't even know. Like just seeing people's story, like, I guess I'll make a little list of some people. So, Supa from the Crayon Case, I remember watching her on Vine, like watching a couple of her funny videos and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden she has this big brand. Like all these people that came from similar backgrounds as me, they definitely inspire me. My friends inspire me. A lot of my friends are teachers or they have these really big time jobs. I have one of my best friends is a parole officer, federal parole officer, let me get that right. She high up. One of my best friends works for the government. Like one of my best friends is some teachers. So I have very successful friends or friends that are constantly working to be successful. I have a fashion stylist friend. Like I have a lot of people around me that I can look up to, and even just my family in general, that inspires me. But then on the flip side, there's people around me that are not doing much with their lives, and that inspires me as well, because looking at the life that they have, I don't want that. And I know in order to, have different, I have to do different. Even with relationships, we're not gonna get deep into that at all. But I'm one of those people that when I have friends and they go through all these struggles with their boyfriends and all the stuff like that, I look at those signs and I'm like, I don't really want that, so let me avoid this type of man and maybe I won't get that. I mean, we've all had a bad man. I had one. It was enough trauma for all of us. But definitely, like, people, all situations inspire me. I like to pay attention. My mom inspires me. So I don't even, like, my mom was a single mom, but not really at the same time. Like, my parents were married, they got a divorce, but both of my parents have always been active in my life. So to me, I feel like my dad's always lived really close, and even growing up, my mom worked night shift, and my mom would not let me stay by myself. So my dad was like, I would stay with my dad, or he would stay at my house while my mom was at work. So I've always had both of my parents, even though, when your parents get a divorce, in most cases you're with your mom. So I saw my dad a lot. It wasn't like he was across the country or far from me. He would pick me up. I would see my dad pretty much every day, even after my parents got a divorce. But just seeing my mom take care of a home by herself. Because, once you divorce, you go your separate ways. Everybody has their own thing. So my dad had his house. My mom had hers. I was at the house. So my mom always, like, constantly working. And then my mom really inspired me when I was in high school. So while my 4 years in high school, she was in college. She always wanted to have a degree. She didn't get to go when she was younger. So that was important to her to be able to go to school. So she was working full time. My mom's a correction officer. So she was working full time at the prison. She was a student. She was a mother. She always made sure I had wherever I wanted. If I wanted to go places, I always had that. Like, I don't ever remember wanting anything in my childhood. If anything, I probably had too much. I'm way too spoiled now, and there's nothing you can do to change it. But my mom is probably my biggest inspiration. Just seeing her, even to this day, grind, hustle, helping out people around her, doing what she can, like sacrificing even for me. Because at 31 years old, I still need my mom. And I feel like, honestly, most of us probably are going to need our moms forever. That's just a part of when you had me, girl. I'm with you forever. Even if I get married and have my own family, I'm still coming over when I need you. I'm still going to come steal your groceries. It is what it is. This is your life. This is what happens when you have kids. So definitely my mother. My dad inspires me too. My A lot of people in my family. I'm just very inspired by a lot of situations. I like to read, I like to watch. I'm inspired by like my cousin who is an author. My cousin Taylor, she is an author and she started off having a job, but she was still writing, and then she was able to transition into working for herself. She's a few years younger than me, but I'm still inspired because she to this day has been, I believe, over a year just solely working for herself and writing. So that's definitely an inspiration to be able to make your own hours, have your own business, pick and choose when you feel like working, but still having the discipline to get shit done. Because it's very easy when you work from home to slack off, but at the same time, you have to have that discipline. Like, yeah, bills need to be paid. You don't have to punch a 9 to 5. You don't have a schedule that you have to abide by. So it's very easy for people to, like, even for me, when I'm off, when I'm on vacation and I'm not like out of town, I don't do nothing. I have to like make myself get up. Like, sis, you cannot sit here all day, every day and do nothing. You still got to get shit done. There's money to be made. So I'm definitely inspired by people around me. Something that keeps me going is well, honestly, my parents. The biggest thing for me is I want to retire my parents. I don't want them working. I want them to enjoy the good life. So that always pushes me no matter what when I feel like giving up. I have a lot of friends, some that are like this, and then some that are literally just my Facebook friends that always support me, that always send me positive words when I'm going through any type of like negativity or my mind is just not right. Like, people like that inspire me and keep me going. Another thing that really keeps me going is the fact that I've come this far. I feel like I've progressed so much as a makeup artist, so much as a businesswoman, that it would be harder for me to go back than it is to go forward. Like you got to look at it like a timeline. When you're running a race, you are 3/4 of the way. It don't even make no sense for you to turn around and go back to the start line just because you're tired. Like, it makes more sense to finish that because you only got this much left. You've already accomplished this much. So that's what keeps me going, is just evaluating how much I've like done in my life. Like, if you listen to my podcast, I talked about my notebook. Every month I write down my goals, and then I write down what I accomplished from the previous month. And looking at that, I have a whole notebook that I can go back to last year when I wrote down, I want to work for this particular company, or I want to book these photo shoots, or I want to be this booked for weddings. Like, I have accomplished so much. So when I get frustrated and things are hard, I look back. And even if you're starting at the beginning and you're like, damn, I want to turn around. But it's like, there's people that are looking up to you. Like, my family, I want to take care of them. I want to be able to employ my family. I want to be able to, like, if they have a dream, I want to be able to fund that dream. I feel like I'm the person in the family supposed to do that. So that definitely keeps me going. I don't want to let them down. And that's very important to me, to keep it going, make a name for myself, make a name for my family, and make sure that everybody's taken care of and we all gonna eat. And my friends too, because like, I have so many business savvy friends that we're all grinding together, and it just takes one person to make it and then the whole group making it. So those are the things that my passions. I guess I have a couple more passions too. I like talking, but not really. I like talking behind the camera. I don't really like talking in public, but I'm working on that because I feel like I have a lot of knowledge and I want to spread my knowledge. I want to sprinkle all of my knowledge all over the place. So that's another one of my passions too. And I'm very passionate about my family. You're gonna hear me talk about my family all the time, but that's my passion. But I think that is everything that encompasses that question. Everything that I wanted to say, I got it out there. So that is like something that's really important to me. So let me know what inspires you. Let me know things that keep you going when you're feeling down and you're feeling real negative mentally and you don't know how to get out of it, because I'm always willing to learn different tips and different tricks. Sometimes, honestly, going to the gym, which I just started back today, so pray for me, y'all. I gotta get this together. But, you know, going to the gym, writing, taking a mental health day, do that. That's something that definitely keeps me going, is taking a day off. I work so much. I have three businesses. I work a part-time, damn near full-time job. I'm always doing something. So sometimes I just take a day that's just for me. I just take a day and I don't do anything. I literally sleep until noon. I don't take a shower until like 4. And then I put on more pajamas. I watch Netflix, Hulu, all of that. Like, I just take a mental health day and just let everything chill. So definitely that too. But like I said, let me know any tips, tricks. Let me know what inspires you guys as well, because I would love to hear feedback from you guys, and like if I can give you some tips along your journey, I would love that too. So thank you guys for listening. Thanks for watching this lovely video. I will see you guys soon.